Hello Chain Gang, welcome back to the Four Chains Travel and the amazing city of Hanoi, Vietnam. As we showed you in last week's episode, Hanoi deserves its reputation as heaven on earth for foodies. But there's a lot more to Hanoi than food. It's very similar to Hoi An because it has incredible experiences during the day, but becomes a completely different animal at night, as you are about to see.
If you are new to the channel, we just spent a month in Da Nang, and there are plenty of non-stop flights from there to Hanoi that cost about $40 for economy or $100 for business class. If you are not new to the channel, you know we don't pay cash for flights, and instead, we use 20,000 points to take that business class ticket. A lot of people have commented they don't like Vietjet, so when we quote flights in Vietnam, it is always Vietnam Airlines unless otherwise stated. If you want to fly for business class, just let us know in the comment what kind of points you are using and we can let you know how to transfer them. Anywho, like all new cities, when we first arrive, step one is to walk around and get the lay of the land. But a free prize to the first viewer to correct my mistake and point out what step one actually is, no matter what you're talking about. You guys know we love history, and after being blown away from visiting the oldest university in the world in Bologna, Italy, we are happy to pay for admission to the Temple of Literature, which is the oldest university in Vietnam, and the historic Hoa Lo Prison, known to Americans as the Hanoi Hilton, where John McCain was held prisoner. I hope it is a better experience than our attempt to join a free daytime walking tour in Vietnamese because, although it was very beautiful, it also proved our Vietnamese comprehension is far behind our Italian.
We didn't pay to be on this tour, but we're just kind of joining them anyway, right?
Yeah,
just follow the tour.
A very, very well organized tour. However, if we're thinking of getting some tips, it is a Vietnamese tour, so we speak a little.
We're going to have to step up the Duolingo if we want to
take
understand what they're being said.
Real quick.
Okay. Hurry up, we're missing our group up here. Well, then there's that. I hope this is good luck.
St. Joseph's Cathedral. Can't see the top there because it's much, much taller than us. There we go.
Is.
Yay. This is, if you really, really love people taking photos for Instagram, this is where you want to come because there's about 100 of them.
There we go. There's one right behind us.
Yeah, absolutely. So, anyways, it's really cool. It's so much different than the rest of the layout here. And it's also kind of like this mini oasis in the middle of all these streets that are...
Give you a panoramic here.
Yeah, super high traffic and stuff like that. So, yeah. Okay, we're about to show you what you get for $21 a night in Hanoi. It does include breakfast, and the location's fantastic, right in the old quarter where we want. So, all right, let us in here.
Room 502 at the Hanoi Royal
Premium Hotel. So when we get in, there's the bedroom.
Jim, I've got good news for you.
And the TV. What's the good news?
Your middle of the night trip to the bathroom is not going to be too long.
Oh, because...
There it is.
This is the bathroom. And the shower and room reveal over.
Quickest room reveal ever.
I'm sure the view is going to be awesome, though. You want to climb over there and Open that bad boy.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Huh.
Okay, Angie, graceful as ever. Okay. Oh. And there it is, folks, the view. It is the wall of another building. All right, well, listen, $21 a day. If the bed's comfortable, I don't care.
Yes, the room is small, and it may seem unreasonable to have a 4.9 rating on Tripadvisor or a 4.8 rating on Google Reviews, but every employee is incredibly nice and helpful, and the breakfast in the morning is pretty good. So if you're expecting more than that for $21, that's probably unreasonable. What you are looking at is a preview of the Temple of Literature dedicated to Confucius that we are about to tour. For subscribers, this part of the video can be seen as a companion piece to our Lady Buddha video, because both Buddha and Confucius lived about 500 years before Christ and are obviously the two most important people in history of the East Asia Sinosphere. Although Confucius is not technically a religious founder because the focus of Confucianism is on behavior and morality and not a deity in the afterlife, for historical purposes his influence is similar, and like all religious leaders, his teachings were either supported or suppressed by political leaders. The reverence for this particular place is interesting because Vietnam is still officially communist, and communist leaders like Mao have not always been supporters of Confucius.
Today we're touring the Temple of Literature in Hanoi. This was founded in 1070 by the emperor at the time and dedicated to Confucius. It later became Vietnam's first national university.
Yeah, we decided to go for the audio guides. If you saw our videos in Madrid when we were going through those areas, it was really a big help. I really recommend, not just Madrid, everywhere we've gone, if they have the opportunity to do the audio guide, unless you're like an art scholar or something like that, I think it's a real benefit. And places like this, you're probably only going to be once in your lifetime, so you might as well spend the extra, in this case, less than $4 to get it done. So this is a place I'm looking forward to going the most in Hanoi. So
I think me as well.
Yeah, let's rock and roll.
Make sure also that you dress appropriately in terms of covering shoulders and preferably knees, although we do see a lot of men going in with shorts. So.
Including me.
Right.
When you visit here, you can enter this, because this is actually the entrance of kings. The entrance that through most of time you would go through would either be here or on the other side, because it was not okay to walk a horse into here, and the big entrance could accommodate a king on a horse, which I guess, I don't know, let me in the comments, maybe it's okay if you're a king. They got these cool dragon statues, but if it looks interesting to you, it's because it starts out as a fish, a carp, and then it becomes a dragon, so it's sort of symbolic of the university symbol on both sides, which is, turning into a success. I think going from being a fish to a dragon is even more impressive than a diploma, but, I guess it's a metaphor. Right, Nay?
That's right.
When you first come in, there's koi ponds, which we always love. It's a beautiful courtyard. One of the things you'll notice is all the different colors of bricks, both on the walkways and on the walls over here, and that's because there just simply wasn't enough bricks to complete this project, and so it was bricks covering multiple dynasties. As I scroll around, that's where you're going to enter the temple. And it's really beautiful and serene. You see why this would be a good college learning environment. Of course, when this was an active college, you wouldn't hear nearly as many horns from the...
It's also of note that currently students still come here to pray for good grades and success on their exams.
I hope they're adding some, hard work and studying for those good grades, but, both can't hurt. Second courtyard you come to is very similar to the first. A lot of people doing social media stuff, as you can see over there. And then another lake. This has less koi fish, although it does have some, more lily pads. And then after the second gate, you are headed to the main pavilion. It's important, even though we're here, we're going to walk around the center because tradition has it that the center path is the one that gives you good fortune and good luck. So I certainly would love some of that. So I can't really tell you whether the good luck thing works during the center, but just in case it does, that's where I'm walking. I guess tune into next week's video to see whether it's awesome or tragic, to see whether it's good luck. And it could be either way, because next week's video is the Ha Long Bay cruise that we are taking from Hanoi. And we've heard both magical stories and tragic stories from friends of ours who've done it. So this is the Well of Heavenly Brilliance. And you can see on that side are listed those plaques. They look like gravestones. They are the people who have graduated and achieved their doctorals, and they are perched upon the tortoise, one of the 4 most important animals in Vietnamese culture. Not all of them are real. There's the unicorn and the phoenix are 2 of the other ones. But you may ask yourself, what is heavenly brilliance? It is not just getting educated in the university studies. It is also being a person of good virtue, which actually the first 2 sections before you get here are designed to get you designed to make you virtuous. And then the second aspect of heavenly brilliance is surrounding yourself, meaning your friends, of heavenly brilliance. So I'd like to think that's all you guys out there, our subscribers, are heavenly brilliant, of course. This is 2 dragons flanking the moon, and it leads you into the place where they burn incense twice a year to honor Confucius. Confucius, I think by most standards, is somewhere between the 4th and 9th most influential person who's ever lived. And it may seem weird to Westerners, but, you know, he influenced Eastern thought more than any other person that's ever lived. And as you can see, Angie's rubbing the belly, similar to the tradition in Croatia and Italy, for good luck. I'm going to hit that a little myself. I think this temple is worth it just for all of the aspects of it that bring you good luck. Now we're headed to the Thai Hook section. The rooms in this courtyard, or the buildings, are where they have exams. One thing you should know, certain types of entertainment is not quite as valued. If you are a singer or an actor, you're not even allowed to go to school because it's considered a waste. So, yeah, if you're like Selena Gomez and you're both, this is not the place for you.
After visiting the Temple of Literature, we grabbed some lunch at Lobster Queen, which we covered in our Hanoi food tour episode, and then moved on to what may appear on the outside like a nice French boutique hotel because of the Maison Centrale sign. But actually, this is Hoa Lo Prison, known to Americans by its facetious nickname, the Hanoi Hilton. The sign says Maison Centrale because it was built by the French in the 1890s when Vietnam was known as French Indochina. Its purpose was to imprison Vietnamese residents who objected to being ruled by the French. Vietnam won its independence in 1954, and the building served as an educational center until the Vietnam War, when it was used to jail and interrogate American prisoners of war, including John McCain, who was held there for over 5 years.
The audio guide setup is similar to the Temple of Literature, which I have also called at certain times the Temple of Enlightenment or Education, but it works really well, so we decided to pay once again the extra $4. For those who are either Jane Fonda fans or Jane Fonda haters, this building is what was known during the Vietnam War as the Hanoi Hilton, where Americans were imprisoned. So we're going to learn about all that today.
Well, you don't really learn about everything. I think this tour is interesting and worth doing. I love learning, and I love learning about history. They're a little more upfront about the French mistreatment of the Vietnamese than the Vietnamese mistreatment of Americans. But when I was in school learning about World War II, I sure didn't learn a whole lot about the Americans imprisoning the Japanese, so fair play on that. They show you the reconstructed cells and how they had to go to the bathroom and stuff like that. Then they take you outside and you get to see some artifacts demonstrating how some people escaped from the prison camp. And there's actually kind of a tribute to John McCain and some other famous American prisoners. But this is the Vietnamese side of the story. If you saw our do's and don'ts in Da Nang video, we talked about the perceived danger visitors feel about crossing the street. I won't repeat that content here, but Hanoi is very similar. There are two other dangers people ask about. One is seeing entire families riding a single scooter. I have no answers here. If anyone does, please explain in the comments. But the other are tuk-tuks. Tuk-tuks are all over the world and primarily used as a tourist experience because they are not a practical form of transportation, as safer modes are wildly available for less cost. But are they unsafe? Are they fun? We tried one and you can judge for yourself.
Okay, we're doing this just once. We are taking one of these tuk-tuks, or whatever they call it, back to our hotel. It's not the economic deal grab bar, but it is. It's more fun. So we're gonna do it. Yes, we are in oncoming traffic at this moment, but we'll make an adjustment. That guy did the same thing. All right.
Oh my god. We got a big pothole. We got a big pothole. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh shit.
After seeing a dog of the vlog and that adventure, we decided to get a massage, and our hotel really came through and recommended a great place called Amora.
So the best massage we got in Vietnam was actually not in Da Nang, right?
Well, we just had a wonderful massage, but we were able to get more what we were looking for, which was a Swedish massage before we get on a 12-hour flight. So we're kind of red and out of it right now because we are very relaxed.
It was outstanding.
And Jim had Lin, and I had Bong.
Yeah.
They were both great.
Absolutely.
He was reading my mind halfway through the massage when he said, is it too late to switch to a 90-minute? Because pretty much from the jump I was thinking, can I also do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, really good. Highly recommend coming here.
Our hotel also gave us this map so we could hit the big 3 nighttime activities and bring them to you. That includes Train Street and Beer Street and, of course, the night market, and we'll start there.
20 minutes ago, this street, there were cars going by it, and these people know how to set their booze up in a hurry. All right, we are at the Hanoi night market. They closed the street down. You can see passengers here.
It's a lot of empty tables because they're setting up. It runs Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights only.
Yes.
Starting at 7 p.m.
And whatever price they quote you, you want to counter with a third of that, and then, you might have to come up from that. But if you've been in Vietnam for a while, you kind of understand the actual prices for these things and should be able to negotiate. Like these t-shirts are $4. Might be able to talk them down to $3.
Come on.
Come on. Delicious. Delicious. Or, oh, yeah. We're getting one of these.
Hello, sir.
Xin chào. Oh, dogs of the log.
Hanoi at night can be beautiful chaos or beautiful serenity as you see here. But our friends Marcus and Adela told us we have to find a spot on Train Street to pay too much for a drink because the overpriced drink includes a front row seat for this train passage. And believe me, we had a lot of spots to choose from, so we're going to have to leave this serenity and go ahead and return to the chaos. And I just don't think the choice matters as long as you can get a nice front row seat and it seems like the vibe and the crowd are ones you want to be a part of.
Okay, we are here on Train Street, and I was thinking to myself, how is this going to be? Like, there are tons of people on the train, but they just blew an alarm, and everybody got off, and now we're sitting at these tables. Yikes. No. Hey, dude. That train is coming close, bro. Honey, you all right over there?
Barely. That almost took my foot off.
No. Yikes.
Well, the train is gone. What now? I'll tell you what now. Much cheaper drinks at the appropriately named Beer Street. We're going to end our Hanoi visit the way everybody ends it, and that's on Beer Street. Everywhere you go, people will be asking you if you want to buy beer at their place. And of course, you got to say yes to some of them. Look, it's like a war zone. Good Lord.
Sandwich board that says already ate, already got a massage.
Nice job, guys. You're the champions tonight.
Finish yet? You're warming up.
I know.
She wants to dance.
Yeah, I know. No, I got it. That's how they get you to buy the drinks. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Don't fall for the dance, but if you do, it's still only a couple bucks a bottle. We had one or two and headed back early because the next morning a bus came and picked us up for our birthday gifts to each other, which was a 5-star, 3-day bucket list cruise in Ha Long Bay. And yes, we sprung for the Hermes boat.
The finest Herman's handbag.
If you are a subscriber because you love how we're able to travel on such a small budget, next week's episode will not be your favorite, but please watch anyway, and actually please tune in every Friday to the 4 Chains Travel because now we really need the money.